Yeah. Y'all listening to the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show, and I'm your host, Victory, BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, in the motherfucking building. Alright? Thank y'all for listening to the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show. This segment of the show is called the Independent Music and Movie Report. This is where I report what's new in the independent music world and independent movie world. Well, half the things I report is not really new news, but at the same time, there's a lot of artists that y'all don't know about, and there's a lot of music that y'all don't know about, and there's a lot of movies or independent movies y'all don't know about. So I just want to introduce y'all to some new entertainment. You know, forget about that it's not mainstream or Hollywood or part of the corporate music industry. Fuck that shit. Don't be a dick rider, okay? It don't matter if it's not popular or not. If it's good, hey, give it its props, okay? Fuck if it's not popular. Cause a lot of niggas be on some dick rider shit. A lot of niggas don't wanna give certain artists, whether they're vocalists or whether they're filmmakers, any props because they're not popular. Don't be a dick rider, okay? Yeah, cause I can't stand dick riders, especially New York dick riders. And I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of niggas from New York are dick riders. A lot of niggas won't hop on your shit or give you props because you're not famous or you're not popular. That's the thing with New Yorkers. That's why I can't stand New Yorkers half the time. And I'm from New York, born and raised in New York, but half the time I feel like smacking a nigga from New York. Because I meet so many people outside of New York, they give you so much love, so much props, and they don't care about a lot of things that New Yorkers care about. So when I deal with these New Yorkers and they just be on that straight gimmicky, trendy shit and be on some, well, like for example, I met this one woman. This is when I was running around with my brother of Wadu Apparel, because you know he makes t-shirts and hoodies. My brother Wadu, he got a clothing company called Wadu Apparel, right? So we was running around 125th Street, actually all over Harlem, selling his shirts for only $5, right? So there was one woman from Harlem. She was like, "Oh, I like the shirt. Is okay. It looks okay, but if I never heard of it, I really don't want to buy it. If I never heard of it." Okay, you could say you don't like the style. Just say you don't like it, but don't say you don't want to buy it because you never heard of it. Especially if it's only $5. Come on. Basically, she's saying that she's a dick rider. You know, and she's a woman. You know, women that have sex on the regular are dick riders. Women are dick riders when they have sex. But you know, I'm talking about the other type of dick rider. You know, but basically, she was saying she just hop on trends or hop on shit that's new. I mean, whatever. And I don't like that shit about New Yorkers, man. That's why half the time I be on my fuck New York shit. For real. I be on my fuck New York shit. Anyway, let me get to this report. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about my brother, R&B artist Raheem DeVaughn. In 2002, he was signed to Jive Records. He came out with an album called The Love Experience, and also came out with another album under Jive called Love Behind the Melody, and The Love and Masterpiece under Jive Records. Now he's an independent artist. He just came out with his first independent album called, what is shit called? A Place Called Love, which you could check right now on YouTube. Well, check it after the show on YouTube. Go to YouTube and check out A Place called Love, performed by my brother R&B artist Raheem DeVaughn. Look up Raheem DeVaughn just in case y'all don't know about him on Wikipedia. He basically did his thing in the corporate mainstream world when he was signed to Jive Records. Now he just decided to become independent, like fuck it. I gotta give him props for that, cause I don't see a lot of independent R&B artists. There's more independent rap artists that I've seen than independent R&B artists. And I want you to check out an independent rap artist named Lecrae. His name is Lecrae. Now, people label him a Christian rapper, but he claims he's not a Christian rapper, but he's a Christian who is a rapper. You sound confusing? But I listen to his music because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm like an anti-Christian. I know the dark side of Christianity. Like I don't claim no religion, because you know, some of y'all know that Christianity played a big part in slavery. You know, and I'm a product of that. Like my family come from the Yoruba people, or the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria, which the white man called it. I don't even call myself Nigerian, but you know, the Europeans came to the countries of Africa, Asia, South America, places like that, and colonized us and gave us our religion, gave us their religion by force. They forced us to believe in Jesus Christ and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't claim to be a Christian, and I don't worship Jesus Christ. But going back to the brother, I listen to the brother's music, and the brother just don't talk about Jesus Christ. He talks about his love, the love that he has for Jesus and his faith, things like that. But he talks about other issues too. You know, he talks about just being an individual living in hell, living in this earth. Okay. You know, he talks a lot of social political issues. So, you know, things that's going on right now. He just don't talk about Christianity and loving Jesus and things like that. You know, and he's right. You know, and he's a Christian that's a rapper. He's not a Christian rapper. And he has an album out called Alimony. Alimony. You know, you could definitely get that on iTunes, and it's also been on the Billboard. It's like in the 20s under the independent Billboard album section. You know, you can check that out. If you check out the Billboards, you know what I'm saying, he's like ranked. But then again, the ranks go up and down. So I don't want to tell you that he's number 15, he's number 20, he's number 13. It goes up and down, but he's in his album Alimony is basically under the independent album section of the Billboard charts. So check that out. He's basically doing his thing. My brother, rap artist Lecrae. And I want to congratulate him, just in case he's listening, to your success. And you could peep some of his songs on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and log on to Alimony. Log on to Lecrae. That's Lecrae. That's how you spell his name. Lecrae. Lecrae. And he's also on the Breakfast Club and different well-known media sources. So check him out. Now I'm gonna get to the Independent Movie Report. Y'all know I like watching documentaries. Some of y'all know I'm a documentary geek or nerd, whatever. I was watching the documentary of the Black Spades. Now there's different documentaries, but This one documentary was shot by Wayne TV. Now, for those who don't know who the Black Spades is, the Black Spades started out as a positive organization. So it started out as a social club in New York City. Mainly basically the Bronx. It started in the Bronx, New York, whatever. Started out as a positive social club. Then later on, it kind of turned into a gang. You know, you had different divisions, different chapters, you know, committing crime, doing the things that gangs do, things like that. Then you had different people within the Black Spades, like DJ Cool D, DJ Mario, that basically played a big part in hip hop, you know. And also African Bambaataa, of course. African Bambaataa, you know, he brought the gangs together, the different gangs together, and encouraged them to put down their weapons and participate in hip hop, or, you know, he basically encouraged cats to break dance and things of that nature. You know, and African Bambaataa was a member of the Black Spades. Now, it wasn't an easy task. He just didn't tell cats, yo, put down your guns, your weapons, or whatever, and let's break dance. No, he had to go through, from what he said, he had to go through some battles in bringing people together. You know, because he didn't want to be known as, he didn't want to be a part of an organization that was terrorizing the community or whatever. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? So he was basically, he had to go to war. You know, some of the people that was down with him, they had to basically go to war with people who didn't want to change. So that's how the whole, you know. So later on, you know, he presented the concept of hip hop to people before it was even called hip hop. So this is when the DJs started to come out with their equipment and started to play different types of music, you know, funk music, R&B music, rock and roll music, or whatever. So basically, hip hop in New York started with the Black Spades, which was a social club that turned into a notorious gang. Nowadays, it's back into a social club or fraternity. Cause I'm from the Bronx myself. I'm from Bronx, New York. Every summer, the Black Spades have like their own reunion. I think in Cortona Park, here in the BX. So watch the Black Spades documentary by Wayne TV, by Michael Wayne. It's really a good thing. Just for all y'all hip hop heads, because some of y'all don't know where hip hop really, you know, stemmed from as far as New York. I always say hip hop started in Africa. To be technically, it did start in Africa. Matter of fact, one of the brothers from the Black Spades, even he said that the way the break dancers, for example, because you know break dancing we know is part of hip hop. The way the break dancers poke out their chests to get ready to break dance. You know when the break dancers get ready to dance and they poke out their chests first? He said that's what the Zulu Nation used to do. Not the Zulu Nation from New York, but the Zulu Nation from South Africa. I'm talking about Shaka Zulu Nation. I'm talking about Zulu Nation going back to the hundreds of years ago. Zulu Nation. He said that's what they used to do over in South Africa, specifically the Zulu Nation. They used to poke out their chests before they got ready to go to war. Technically it did start in Africa. And then you look at some of the African dances. you be like, oh shit, that's kind of African. Then you look at Capoeira. Capoeira started out as a combination of different fighting styles when different tribes in Africa were captured by the Portuguese and brought them to Brazil. That's where some of the breakdancing elements came from. So technically it started in Africa, but it resurrected. Hip hop kind of resurrected in, I don't want to say resurrected, but it stemmed out of the Bronx, New York. Or you can say resurrected, okay. It resurrected out the Bronx, New York into different forms and shit like that. But technically it started in Africa. And nobody cannot say that I'm being biased because my family, my parents is directly from Africa. No one cannot say, oh Victory, you being biased because your family, your parents is straight from Africa. But I was born in the Bronx though. Born and raised in what we call the birthplace of hip hop. So you can't accuse me of being African biased. And no one can accuse me of being Bronx biased. So it's like, come on. Anyway. But anyway, yeah, watch that documentary. Also, I was watching a documentary, not a documentary, I was watching I was going through YouTube and I was watching a web series called The Industry. The Industry. It's episodes 1 through 6. You could it's not like, okay, let me tell you the story of the story of the web series. It's about, the web series is about a black-owned record label and certain things that they go through. You know, certain scandalous things that's happening within the cipher. You know, it's kind of like, it's not exactly like Empire. You know, because it's different. It's different. Anyway, it's kind of similar to Empire in a way. But the storyline is totally different than the Empire TV series story or whatever. But it's kind of it's interesting. But you gotta watch it for yourself. It's called The Industry, episode 1 through 6, and written by Jay Carter. I'm supposed to have him on the show later on in the future. And the channel is called I Am TV. That's a YouTube channel. I Am TV. And once again, the script is written by Jay Carter. Alright. Also, I was watching this yesterday. It was funny because I was watching this web series that mad people know about, Money and Violence. Some of y'all know about this because this this web series basically reached, this web series have like 3 million views on YouTube. It probably got more now though, you know. A lot of people know about this. The cast, you can see the cast of Money and Violence. They were in different media sources like The Breakfast Club and other media sources. This web series have a lot of hype. Money and Violence. This is an ill movie. I was watching it yesterday. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna take a day off from hustling and whatever. And I was watching it yesterday. I was watching mad episodes. I was in the crib for hours watching episode after episode after episode because it had a lot of suspense to it. And the movie is based in New York, mostly Brooklyn, but you could see different scenes of the web series in the Bronx, and also in Queens, and also in Long Island, also as well. But just in case y'all don't know about it, after the show or after this segment, go on to YouTube and log on to Money and Violence, written by, I don't know who it was written by, but go to Cloud TV. That's the production company that basically that was basically produced the movie or the web series. And you can look at the web series, the coordination, the camera angles ain't really all professional. It's kind of, they did it all in one camera, okay? And the movie is not even HD quality at all. Well, some of it is, but a lot of the resolution is kind of dusty. You know what I'm saying? But what catches people's attention is just the storyline. The storyline alone is ill. And you could say it's another hood movie, whatever, but it's a different type of hood movie. And it's like a soap opera hood movie. So y'all gotta see it. Money and Violence. Money and Violence by Cloud9 TV. Check that out. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. That's all I have to say. Well, that's all I have to report of the indie music and independent movie report. And keep on supporting independent media, man. Keep on supporting the independent music, independent movies. You know, because I always say, fuck Hollywood. Make your own Hollywood. Alright? And I'm out, folks. Thank y'all for listening. And remember, you know I always gotta say this. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That's all about the motherfucking grind. Basically.